एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो आज की इस वीडियो में हम लोग एडगर एलन पो द रेवन एंड एनाबेल ली पोएम्स को डिस्कस करेंगे और साथ ही में ये जो सब्जेक्ट है अमेरिकन लिटरेचर स्पेशली उन लोगों को हेल्पफुल होगा जो गुलबर्गा यूनिवर्सिटी से बिलोंग करते हैं और या फिर किसी और को भी उनके सिलेबस में अगर ये पोएम्स आए हैं तो उनको भी ये हेल्पफुल रहेगा। ये पोएम का एक्सप्लेनेशन या फिर आप कुछ भी कहिए डिस्कशन, और साथ ही साथ मैं अपने हैंड रिटन नोट्स भी यहाँ पे आपको प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूँ। तो द रेवन एंड एनाबेल ली ये एडगर एलन पो के पोएम्स हैं। तो आज के इस वीडियो में मैं आपको पीजी एग्ज़ामिनेशन में अगर आपको आता ही है इस टॉपिक पे क्वेश्चन आया तो नहीं बोल सकती मैं, ऑफ कोर्स वहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आता, हर एक टेक्स्ट पर वहाँ पर क्वेश्चन आता। तो लाइक क्वेश्चंस के क्या फॉर्म में रहेंगे बोले तो डिस्क्राइब एनी टू पोएम्स ऑफ एडगर एलन पो, या फिर ब्रीफली डिस्क्राइब, या फिर क्रिटिकली अप्रिशिएट द रेवन एंड एनाबेल ली। तो इस तरह से क्वेश्चंस आएंगे। तो आपको दोनों पोएम्स का मिक्सचर को आपको वहाँ पर प्रोवाइड करना रहता। आप द रेवन और एनाबेल ली सेपरेटली आप नहीं लिख सकते। क्यों बोले तो अगर आप सेपरेट एक एक पोएम का अगर समरी लिखते बैठेंगे पहले तो वो आंसर कंसिडर नहीं होता। अगर आंसर कंसिडर हो भी गया तो आपको मार्क्स उतने हाई नहीं मिल सकते। क्यों बोले तो अगर आप सेपरेटली अगर लिखेंगे तो वो एक एक्वेंटेंस बन जाएगा, एक्वेंटेंस। तो आपको दोनों का मिक्स्ड आंसर को आपको लिखना है। तो वो आंसर मैं ऑलरेडी लिखी हूँ एग्ज़ामिनेशन में एमए फर्स्ट ईयर पीजी का गुलबर्गा यूनिवर्सिटी से। तो आपको मैं उसका आंसर पैटर्न बताती हूँ। चलिए मूविंग ऑन। तो वीडियो शुरू करने से पहले प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक करिए, कमेंट करिए, शेयर करिए। आप लोग वीडियो एंड तक नहीं देखते और देख भी लिए तो सब्सक्राइब नहीं करके जा रहे आप लोग कोई भी। प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करिए। कितना मिनट लगता है आपको सब्सक्राइब करने में? सिर्फ 1 सेकेंड लेकर प्लीज़ हम यहाँ पर रुक जाएंगे आपके सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए। तो ठीक है, मैं समझ लूँगी कि आप लोगों ने मेरे इस वीडियो पर जाकर नीचे सब्सक्राइब बटन पे सब्सक्राइब किया होगा। अगर नहीं भी किया तो प्लीज़ करिए। आपका एक सब्सक्रिप्शन मीन्स अ लॉट टू मी। क्यों बोले तो आपके एक सब्सक्रिप्शन से मेरे को बहुत हेल्प होती। और चलिए पोएम को स्टार्ट करते हैं। द रेवन। तो वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले हम इसकी पोएम पढ़ेंगे। द रेवन। वंस अपॉन अ मिडनाइट डियरी, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some one gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrote its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into darkness, peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was broken, and the stillness gave no token. And the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul with me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the window and nothing more. Open here, I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, preached upon my chamber door, preached upon a burst of pallas just above my chamber door, preached and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the continents it wore, though the crest be shorn and shaven, though I said, art, sure, no craven. Though the crest be shorn and shaven, though I said, art, sure, no craven. Ghastly grim, and ancient raven venturing from the nightly shore. Tell me what their lordly name is on the night, Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discoursed so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevance bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured burst above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid burst, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dregs of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of nevermore, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and burst and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fall whose fury eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining with my head at ease, reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight glotted o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee. Respite, and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, think of evil, prophet still. If bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted. On this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. Prophet, said I, think of evil, prophet still. Prophet, where was I? If bird or devil, by that heaven that burns up above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. Be that word or our sign of parting, bird or fine, I shrieked up starting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that a lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quite the burst above my door. Take the beak from out my heart, and take thy from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. तो यहाँ पर हमारी पोएम एंड हो जाती है और इसके बाद है एनाबेल ली. वो भी बहुत लेंदी पोएम है, उस पोएम को भी हम एक और बार पढ़ेंगे. तो आ चुकी है पोएम एनाबेल ली बाय एडगर एलन पो. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than know love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love. And I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me to shut her up in a sepulchre. Sepulchre का मतलब होता है खबर वाली खबर नहीं, इंफॉर्मेशन वाली खबर नहीं, खबर यानी कि ग्रेव यानी कि किसी की समाधि. And in this kingdom by the sea, the angels not half so happy in heaven went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason As all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love is our love, but our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing my dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulture there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. In two poems का अगर आपको आंसर क्रिएट करना है, अगर आपको क्वेश्चन अगर इस तरह से आया होगा, या फिर आपको जस्ट इमेजिन कीजिए, ये मैं आपको आंसर मॉडल बता रही हूँ. राइट ए क्रिटिकल एप्रिसिएशन ऑफ द पोएम्स द रेवन एंड एनाबेल ली. ये एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चन 2019 में आया था. फर्स्ट सेम का है ये सिलेबस जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, और ये जो पोएम्स हैं इंट्रोडक्शन में. The works of the American author Edgar Allan Poe are is the bright example of the neo-Gothic style. Poe's poetry can sometimes bring readers to a sense of sadness, fear, or anger. The Raven and Annabel Lee are example of such works. There is a belief that both poems were influenced by the early death of his wife Virginia Clem, although the plot is different in each of these poems. Okay. Both Annabel Lee and the Raven share the themes of death and lost love, as well as the symbolic language. In The Raven, a man most likely older than the man in Annabel Lee mourns the death of his love, whom he called Leonard. Leonard, like Annabel Lee, had died several years earlier. In The Raven, man hears tapping on his chamber door and sees the curtain slowly swaying. He believes that it can be none other than Leonard. Unfortunately for him, though, it is only but a bird, a large black bird known as the Raven. In Annabel Lee, a young man is mourning the death of a beautiful young lady. Even though the woman had died quite some time ago, the man is still in melancholy. He misses her terribly and constantly thinks of how she was tragically taken from him by the angels who were jealous of their love, and by her family, who didn't think he himself was capable of bringing her to her final resting place. So in next paragraph, he loved Annabel Lee more than anything in his life. In his life, or the other human can love another. The following quote tells the reader how much he loves her and shows that he would do anything for her. Even if that means sleeping by her tomb each and every night. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulture there by the sea, in her tomb by the side of the sea. Although the men in these two stories are similar because they both mourn for their loved ones, they are also different. Both poems mean the same thing and follow the same theme or melancholy topic. They both depict a speaker who is severely depressed over the death of a beautiful woman. Poe gave a sense of madness in their character, though which made them obsessed and think constantly about their lost love. However, in the weaves of love, namely the loss and mourning of beautiful women, they differ greatly. In The Raven, the speaker wants to forget because it hurts to remember, and in the Annabel Lee and in the poem Annabel Lee, the speaker wants to remember his beloved. The themes of these poems tie together with the reasons they were written. The theme of Annabel Lee is love and loss. The Raven has two themes. The themes of The Raven are love love, loss, as well as saintly versus madness. Each poem depicts a lover grieving. The speaker in the Raven has been nearly moved to madness by his grief and heartache. सो इसका जब आप ये पोएम्स लिखते हैं आपको जो है आपके आंसर में इंट्रो इंक्लूड करना है, उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन इंक्लूड करना है और एज वेल एज कंक्लूजन भी आपको इंक्लूड करना है. और आप कभी भी कंक्लूजन के स्टार्टिंग में देयरफॉर लिखेंगे, देयरफॉर कॉमा के बाद कॉमा आपको लिखना इम्पॉर्टेंट रहेगा, क्योंकि देयरफॉर इज़ वेरी नेसेसरी इन कंक्लूजन. ये मेरे मैम भी बोले थे जब मैं बीए कर रही थी. तो आपको या फिर ये सिंबल भी देयरफॉर को रिप्रेजेंट करता है. तो कंक्लूजन में क्या लिखा है मैंने बोले तो यहाँ पर कंक्लूजन, देयरफॉर एनाबेल ली एंड द रेवन शेयर द थीम ऑफ लव, डेथ एंड despair. The tone of both poem does not tag the attitude of anger towards the higher forces. These works illustrate how love can not only the source of joy but also bring sad feelings. तो उम्मीद करती हूँ मैं आप सबको, जितने भी मेरे या फिर व्यूवर्स हैं, सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं मेरे, सारों को ये पोएम का एक्सप्लेनेशन समझ में आया होगा और मेरी एग्ज़ाम्स आंसर रिटन पैटर्न भी समझ में आया होगा और आपको पसंद भी आया होगा. या फिर अगर आपको किसी भी चीज़ की क्वेरी है तो आप मेरे को कमेंट सेक्शन में पूछिए. मेरे इस वीडियो को शेयर करिए अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ और सब्सक्राइब करिए. सब्सक्राइब करने में आप लोगों का जाता ही क्या है, प्लीज़ 1 सेकेंड लेकर ना मेरे इस वीडियो पर सब्सक्राइब करिए और प्लीज़ 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 सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और भूलिएगा मत. और लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए, कमेंट करिए. अगर आपको किसी और भी पोएम पे अगर आपको वीडियो होना है या फिर नोट्स होना है, आप उस चीज़ को आप कमेंट में लिखिए, मैं आपको उस चीज़ पर भी वीडियो बना कर दूँगी. आई होप यू लाइक दिस वीडियो. ओके, बाय.